Yep, sure, you're right. That's it. Thank you. Thanks so much. One thing I'd really like to us to get to is trying to answer the questions without looking down at your notes. So I don't mind if you look down and sort of check out things like what was last month, what was last, or what's every. But I'd really hope that we can kind of just construct these sentences, even with the small amounts of Japanese that we know, because I think you'll surprise yourself if you force yourself to just construct very directly, almost from the English sentence into Japanese. You probably know it. You probably know it. And if you don't, I can help you. Okay, so let's see. We've done quite a lot of asking about asking people by putting things into the negative. Does anybody still not feel confident? Okay, Annika. Okay, so I'm going to ask somebody who hasn't answered yet to do a couple more of these. So let me ask Roger. Roger, this time we're going to introduce another bit of vocabulary, and that is with me, with me. So with me is the same as saying and me. So me would be, or I. How would you say me or I in Japanese?
Watashi.
Watashi. And then and is to. So as it's a particle, it goes after watashi. So with me or and me would be
Watashi to.
yeah, exactly, watashi to. So how would you say, won't you, this sounds like a very nice invite. How would you say, won't you go to Paris with me next week?
Raishu watashi to Paris ni ikimasen ka?
Perfect. Watashi to, sorry, raishu watashi to Paris ni ikimasen ka? Perfect. Exactly this. Thanks, Roger. Tom, you have a question. Go ahead.
When we talked about the rule of the bigger first, it would also be Paris before watashi to, because Paris is bigger, or both are okay?
We can put this in either order. It doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, you could say Raishu Paris ni watashi to ikimasen ka? This is also absolutely fine.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joel, how would you say, won't you eat this big cake with, won't you eat this cake with me?
Keiki o watashi to tabemasen ka?
Yeah, exactly. Keiki o watashi to tabemasen ka? Good, thanks, Joel. Easy peasy, isn't it? Michelle, if I can ask you to unmute yourself a second. How would you
Just
say?
get my coffee right now.
Oh,
good timing.
Good. Yeah, something to keep your throat
Yeah.
wet. How would you say? I'm going to throw you into the alligator pit now. How would you say? Won't you go to Holland every day with me next week? So let me say that again. Next week, won't you go to Holland with me every day?
Okay. 毎日 oh my god.
Next week?
来週オランダに私と行きませんか?
Perfect. Exactly this. Yeah. 来週毎日オランダに私と行きませんか? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
We're now making longer and longer sentences, and the challenge is being, how can I remember the whole sentence in English before I even say it into Japanese? So I don't mind if you forget, but I just want you to start constructing slightly more complex sentences. That's fine. Great. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Annika, how are you feeling now?
I think it's just the problem with remembering the parts of a sentence, like yesterday, or I think it's just a learning problem.
Yeah.
Or remembering problem.
So remembering vocabulary, remembering words.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be worried about this because we will learn by practice. And if you forget, then you just have to ask and I'll say. The most important thing is just to understand the grammar.
Yeah.
Tucha, you okay? I saw your hand go up then. Yeah, okay, cool. Great, okay. Does everybody feel reasonably comfortable about inviting people to do something by using the negative question? All good? Cool, okay. Michelle, don't worry, we will practice this. We will practice this. Okay, right, let me just share the screen with you. Okay, so you might remember, if you've been on the Facebook group this week, that I did this, the imperative to learn the imperative. The reason for this is that I want us to learn the te form of verbs. So actually, I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. I just want you to listen rather than trying to read everything. So the te form, a way of transforming verbs so they end with te, is very useful for us in Japanese language. It does a variety of different functions. For example, it allows me to put 2 or more verbs into one sentence and to keep the flow of the sentence. It also allows me to explain cause and effect. So I did this, so this happened. I shot myself in the head, so I died. So you can use the te form to explain something happened because this happened. It allows you to, most importantly, turn verbs into requests or commands. You can say, please do this, please do that. This is probably the most common use of the te form in Japanese. In fact, I would be surprised if in any conversation people didn't use te probably once every 10 or 20 seconds in a sentence. It's such a useful transformation of the verb. It's important to learn it now. And when we've learnt it, we can also use it in a variety of other applications. The way we transform it is also used in another part of Japanese language, which we will use later. I won't talk about it now. But we should learn it because we will use it a lot. So let me just share the screen with you. Now, the reason why I am keen that we learn the infinitive, the dictionary form, is because we will generally be using this to develop our transformations into other verbs. Tabemasu is very useful for everyday saying, I will go, I won't go, I will eat, I won't eat. But it's not very useful for lots of other things like asking permission or asking about ability. In that case, we should be learning the infinitive, the plain form. Iku, taberu, and kuru. Now, the transformation of group 1 verbs, as I said, is quite complicated. So you need to read the guidance on it. But the group 2 verbs and group 3 verbs are very easy, are really simple, very consistent. So let's look at group 2 verbs first. You can see that turning the infinitive taberu into the mas form was just simply removing the ru and putting mas on at the end. And all group 2 verbs are like this. They all end with ru and they all have this little stem at the beginning. So the stem for to eat is tabe, and then we have ru at the end to make it the infinitive, or we take that off and put mas on at the end to make it the polite form. Let me give you another example. If I want to use the word to see or to look, then this is miru, miru. So this is made up of the stem mi and ru. So to turn it into the mas form, I simply remove the ru and put mas on the end to make it mimas, which means I see or you see or he sees. So mimasen, I won't look. Mimashita, I saw. So really simple transformations. Okay, is that all right? Okay, guys, that's a really simple example. And then to convert the group 2 verbs into the te form, then we simply do the same thing. We take off ru and put on te. So please eat would be tabete kudasai. Tabete. Tabete. Okay. Is that all easy to understand, what I just said? Good. In that case, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to ask you to start making some sentences out of this. So who hasn't answered? Josef. Josef, how would you say, please eat this cake with me?
このケーキを私と食べてください。
Exactly. Kono keiki o watashi to tabete kudasai. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to throw in another bit of vocabulary now. So if you say with me, this is, of course, completely understood if you just say watashi to. But you can also say together, together. And that word is ishoni, ishoni. So if I said, shall we go to London together? You can say, watashi to London ni ikimasu ka? Or you can say, watashi to issho ni London ni ikimasu ka? Which is quite long. Or you can just say, issho ni London ni ikimasu ka? You can add these bits in to give it more detail or less detail. So, for example, Tuche, can you unmute a second?
Okay.
How would you say, will you go to London with John?
ロンドンに、ジョンと一緒に行きませんか?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So you've just asked the negative, which is also fine. London ni John to ishoni London ni John to ishoni ikimasen ka? Yeah, this is absolutely fine. So you can say with John. So you would, if you were specifying that it's with somebody else, then you would have to say John to make it clear you're talking about somebody else. If you just said ishoni and you pointed at yourself, then it's clear you're saying with me. So that's quite easy. Okay. So Tuche, while you're still with us, how would you say, please go with me? I'm sorry, no. Please eat cake with me next week.
私と一緒にケーキを食べてください。
Yeah, and then next week would be
来週。
Raishu, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, Raishu. So let's all say it again. And all of you, you can say it in any order you wish. Say it in your preferred order. So next week, with me, eat cake, please.
来週、私と一緒にケーキを食べてください。
Exactly. Raishu, watashi to issho ni keiki o tabete kudasai. Perfect. Thanks, Luce. Okay, guys. Oh, Harry, you haven't answered one yet. Harry, how would you say next month, please eat sushi with me every day?
Raiketsu 毎日私と一緒に寿司を食べてください。
Perfect. Good. Yeah, really good. Really good. Really good. So, raigetsu mainichi watashi to issho ni sushi o tabete kudasai. Good. Excellent stuff. Good. And then there was one, let me lower your hand. David, let's finish with you. I think you're the last person who hasn't answered yet. How would you say, next year, please go to Japan with me every week? You're paying, by the way.
So 来年来年毎週
Good.
私と一緒に日本行き
Okay.
日本に行
yeah.
き
Sorry, I haven't given you the please go somewhere. Sorry, I forgot that I haven't given you
Oh,
that.
sorry.
But you can. I'll tell you what. Take a guess. So if it's their form and the infinitive is iku, take a guess as to what that would be.
行くで
Nearly. It's
Nope.
itte.
Itte.
Yeah. But it's a group one verb, so let's not worry about it. We will come back to these ones. So
私
itte
と
kudasai.
一緒に日本行ってください
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. It's good. Thanks, David. Okay, let's now. So let's do. Can everybody just raise their hands one more time, please? Raise your blue hands. Annika, the word for television is it's just a Japanized version of the English word. It's terebi, meaning telly. Terebi. How would you say? Please watch television with me now.
Now is
Ima.
Ima.
Mhm.
Ima. Watashi to.
Good.
Ishioni.
Good.
Terebi und sehen ist what
That was German, I think.
I don't know. I forgot it. Sorry.
Okay, so the verb to watch or to see is mimas.
Mimas. Yeah. Okay.
So how would you say please watch?
Mimas kudasai.
No? So turn it into the te form. How would you turn mimas into te form?
It's miru
Is great. That's the
kudasai.
infinitive. So miru is the infinitive. That's the dictionary
Yeah.
form. And then how do you turn the group two verbs from the plain form into the te form? What do you do? Do you remember?
Mite.
Yeah, exactly. Just mite. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Mite.
So mite kudasai.
Perfect. Can you say the whole sentence one more time?
Okay. I forgot the first again
so
in English.
now-
so
now
is
ima.
now is ima.
Ima.
Watashi to ishioni mite terebi mite kudasai.
Okay. So what would be the particle after terebi?
Terebi. Sorry, I have to look.
Okay. How do you mark an object?
Is it the same as eating a banana? Like
Yeah,
o
it's
terebi?
it's exactly the same. It's everything is
Okay, so
simply o.
terebi o mite kudasai.
Perfect. Yes. Ima
Okay.
watashi to ishou ni terebi o mite kudasai. Exactly this. Good.
Oh God.
No, you got it. You got it. Okay, Al, how would you say, please watch the Olympics with me next month every day? Let's do it step by step. So next month.
I forgot what next is. Rai.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Next is
Rai Gatsu. Please watch the Olympics with me next month. Rai Gatsu watashi to isho ni mite Olympics o mite kudasai.
Perfect. Yeah. Olympic o mite kudasai. Yeah. Yeah. Laiketsu watashi to issho ni Olympic o mite kudasai. Great. Easy peasy. Huh? Isn't it?
It's quite long. There's a lot of stuff to.
Yeah. So what some of you may be noticing now, that the reason why I'm making you construct long sentences isn't just to stretch your memory, is to make you practice these words that we're doing. So every time you answer something, you're now you're learning raigetsu, sengetsu, raishu, mainichi. So we're by just doing these long sentences, we're doing that. But if I only ask you to answer the thing that we're doing now, if I just keep saying what is please watch, then we won't get to practice the vocabulary. So long sentences are good. It doesn't matter if you forget the content, I can remind you. It's not supposed to be a memory test for how much English you can remember. It's just supposed to be a memory test to drag things in. So guys, if I say, for example, next month, please watch television every week, and you answer with every day, I don't care. If you're just retrieving something from your memory, then this is good practice. Okay, so converting group 2 verbs into te form, is that fairly clear? Any problems, guys? Just unmute and scream at me if you're worried. Good. Okay. Let's now. Somebody's just chatted. Who was that? Oh, okay. David's posted that. Thanks, David. David's very kindly posted the my shoe next month everything on the chat if you want to copy it.
I'm sorry, but yeah. I have to go.
Okay,
so
Kasia.
thank you a lot for today.
Matane. Matane.
Matane.
Kielskete. Okay. Okay, we're back to this slide. Can you all see the slide? Yeah. Okay. So we've done group 2. These are all the same. You will so not all group 2 verbs are constructed this way, but if you look at the infinitive here, if the letter just before the ru is not sorry, let me say that again. When you look at the mass form of a verb, if the letter just before the M, if it's not an I, then it's not group 1. It's probably group 2. So tabimas has got an E before the M, so that will tell you that it's group 2. All group 1 verbs, all of them, without any exception, they all have the letter I before the mass, and we'll find out the reason for that later. So tabemas is group 2. Okay, group 2 are fairly easy. Group 3 are a little bit more complicated. They are irregular, so for a good reason. Al, yeah, over to you.
Sorry. Is the reverse true, that if there's an I there, then it has to be in group 1? It's not just that.
Unfortunately, no. So, for example, mimas, which is to see, has got the letter I before mas, so that won't tell you. So it works. That exception works in one direction, but not the other, I'm afraid. But we will learn. We will gradually learn all of the verbs, and we'll know what category they're in. And the good thing is that this thing that I've put on Facebook will help you to transform the group 1 verbs in, I think, 3 or 4 easy steps. So if you know for a fact that it's a group 1 verb, then you'll very easily learn how to transform it. But you can do that as homework. It's the weekend. Hey. Okay, group 3 verbs. So these are irregular because they change in an unexpected way. If you look at to come, kimas, so you can see that the stem itself, the ku, that itself changes when you make the mass form. So we just need to get used to that idea that the entire word changes when we go from the infinitive to the polite form. That feels quite unpredictable, but the good news is there's only 2 verbs in the group 3 irregular. There's only 2. One of them is this one, kimas, kuru, and the other one is shimas, suru, which means to do. So I'll ask you to write that one down now. So to do is shimas or suru, suru. Now, shimasu is very, very useful. We can use it for lots of different things. If you want to talk about the sport you do, or the martial arts, or the job you do, or something you're doing now, you can quite often use something shimasu. So, for example, for me to say, I play tennis, I would say, tennisu or shimasu. Tennisu, mark it with a or to mark it the object, or shimasu. If I want to say I will drive a car, the noun type verb for drive is unten. So I can just say unten or shimasu. I don't need to worry about complicated transformations of group 1 verbs. I can just say something or shimasu. If I want to say work, for example, I will work. The verb to work is a complicated group 1 verb, which is hatarakimasu, hataraku. So I would have to learn different transformations to use that. But instead of saying hatarakimasu, I can use the noun work or toil or labor, which is shigoto, shigoto. Shigoto shimasu means I work, you work, she works. Shigoto or shimasu. So by learning this group 3 transformation of shimasu, you can use it in lots of different ways. The good news is about transformations of group 3 verbs is that, if I go back to the screen, to turn the group 3 verbs into the te form, this time we're going to work on the mas version. We're going to chop off mas and just put te on the end. So please come is kite, please do is shite. As simple as that. You only need to learn these two, kite and shite. I can see some of you writing stuff down, so I'll just wait for you for a second. Kite, shite. In fact, at the moment, we don't need to memorize quite so importantly the infinitive of the group 3 verbs because they behave like mas most of the time. So Max, how would you say, sorry, I thought I saw some hands going up then. Max, how would you say, please play tennis with me tomorrow?
Ashta is tomorrow. What's tennis? I don't know.
Oh, tennis is tennisu.
Oh, well, that's nice and easy. Good in
Yeah.
Japanese. Ashta wa watashi to tennisu or what's to play?
Just say shimasu. Just use shimasu. Shimasu is play.
Okay. Tennis or shimasu.
Yeah, so that means I will play tomorrow with me, or you will play tomorrow with me.
Oh, so
How'd you
shite.
say? Yeah, shite, and then please.
Kudasai.
Yeah, exactly. Ashita watashi to issho ni tennis o shite kudasai. Exactly this. Great, thanks, Max. Tom, how would you say, please play football with me? Sorry, if you might like football. Unfortunately, the word for football in Japanese is soccer. Soccer. Yeah. How would you say, next week, please play soccer with me every day?
来週毎日一緒にそこをしてください。
Perfect.
ください。
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah. 来週毎日一緒にサッカーをしてください. So you can use it for playing, for studying, anything really. Thanks, Tom. Harry, how would you say, next month, please do Iaido every week?
Next month.
Harry, sorry, Harry, could you unmute?
Raigetsu. My
week is shu.
My shoe. Raigetsu my shoe. What was the rest of it?
Please practice Iaido.
Iaido or してください.
Yeah, exactly. Iaido o shite kudasai. You can just say the thing that you do and put shite after it. Yeah, great. Thanks, Harry. David. The word for cooking something, or cuisine in general, or food, is ryori. Ryori.
Ryori.
Ryori. So you can say French food is Furansu ryori. Spanish food is Spain ryori. Japanese food is Nihon ryori. But you can also say, I will cook, by simply saying, and I'm now going to ask you the question, please cook with me tomorrow.
明日、一緒料理をしてください。
Yeah, exactly. So
料理、
一緒
に
Yeah, exactly. 一緒に
申し訳ありませんが、私はダイエットをしています。
いいですよ。One more time.
明日、一緒に料理をしています。料理してください。
Yeah, exactly. 料理をしてください. Perfect. Exactly this. Rob, how would you say next month? Please, please drive to London. So the word drive is unten. Unten.
Is it Rai Getsu?
Yep, that's it. Rai Getsu.
London ni. So it was next month.
Please drive to London.
Please drive to London. Okay.
Yeah.
Rai Getsu London ni unten.
That's it. You got it.
Was that it? That's at the end.
Unten, and then you have to have the.
Kudasai.
So what's the actual verb though?
Shite.
Yeah, exactly. Shite kudasai. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Raigetsu London ni unten shite kudasai. Guys, just a quick word on pronunciation. We have to be a little bit careful about how hard we hit consonants like T and D and K, because we can give the wrong meaning if we're not careful. So, for example, shite, which means to do, or please do, is quite a rolling, soft. We barely pronounce the E, and we kind of roll over the T. So it's shite, shite. Yeah. If we say shite, this means to know something. So shite, to do, shite is to know. So I don't want you to remember shite. I just want you to remember that as it's only one T, it's not double T. We just roll over it. Shite. Yeah, that's it. Similarly, with the other group 3 verb, which is mas, kite, if we say please come, we have to kind of a little bit rolling over that kite as well. It's a nice soft kite kudasai, kite kudasai. But if we make that te quite hard and we say kite kudasai, this means please cut. So we have to make a distinction between the double consonants and the single consonants. Kite is cut, kite is come, please come. Okay, thanks, Robert. Okay, how are we all feeling? Are we all okay, all right?
Well, I had a question.
Sure, go ahead.
In the previous sentence, I heard like Tenisu o shimasu.
Yep.
You put a O behind it.
Yeah.
But in this one, with drive, you don't put an O.
Yeah, so well spotted actually, Kim. So in fact, if you're speaking casual Japanese, you can drop the O all the time. Yeah, I want to teach you correct grammar, but you could say sushi tabemasu, and you would be understood. This is kind of colloquial Japanese, but you would absolutely be understood. However, it is important to know the grammar. So unten shite kudasai is absolutely fine. Unten or shite kudasai would be grammatically correct there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
If I make these lazy mistakes, please pick them up and ask, because I don't want you to speak colloquial Japanese yet. Learning to drop things is really easy, but learning to include them is a lot more difficult, of course. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Zim, how would you say next week? Cook with me every day.
Please, the
cook
got cut.
Yeah,
please
cook is ryori.
Yeah.
Ryori.
Please next week, please cook with me every day.
Yes.
来週は毎日一緒に料理を、してください。
Yeah, exactly. 来週毎日私と一緒に料理をしてください。Now, some of you may have noticed that Zim put in 来週 wa. So he put wa at the end. This won't cause you any problems. Nobody will think that you've said something different. But just be aware that by saying 来週wa, you're drawing the attention to the fact that this is next week you're talking about, which you might want to do. You might want to be saying, next week, please cook every day. But what you're inferring is that this week, I'm going to cook. Next week, you cook. This week, I cook. It is funny. But in fact, we have the same problem in our own languages in being very clear about what the subject is. And quite often, if you ask even a natural English speaker, what's the object and what's the subject in the sentence you just said, many people don't know. You just say it naturally, and you can assume what the subject is quite often. So it doesn't matter if you sometimes throw in wa, but let's try and reserve wa for making a distinction, for drawing the attention of what you're trying to say to a particular thing, or making a distinction between two or more different things. Guys, we've basically finished most of what I want to do today, but would you mind doing 10 more minutes with me on the third session? And we'll just do a bit of a roll up and summarize what we've done. Okay, let's close now and go over to the next session.